Wow, howdy everyone. Welcome to Ludicrous Feed Live. I'm your host, Tesla Tom. Thanks so much for joining us. And I see that 178 viewers are joined already on the live stream, so thank you very much to everyone who has joined us tonight on the live chat. Thank you for all your comments already, and if you're watching on replay, hello there, welcome. Make sure you leave a comment below. And tonight, of course, we are talking about Model Y VIN. Yes, news has leaked out this week on social media that VINs, or vehicle identification numbers, have been assigned for some Model Y orders, probably in particular rear-wheel drive Model Ys in Australia, and we'll get to how we find out about our VINs a bit later on in the show. But first of all, I just want to introduce our guests for tonight as usual. Our guests, whoops, sorry, wrong button. Our guests as usual, we've got Riz from Carloop and also Rahul Prasad as well. Hey guys, nice of you to join us tonight.
Hey Tom, thanks for having us.
Tom, thank you.
My pleasure, gentlemen. So nice of you to join us to talk about Model Y VINs. How exciting indeed. I guess I should start off with Rahul. Rahul has got a Model Y on order. Have you received your VIN this week?
No, I haven't as yet, unfortunately. I did check the Tesla website page, but no cigar as yet.
No worries at all, Rahul. I've been checking as well, but yes, obviously with my performance order, I don't think I'll be getting mine anytime too soon. I believe, Riz, they've all been rear-wheel drive so far?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The family friend that I helped order performance as well, they haven't had any other updates as well. I think what they're doing, Tom, is they're saving our two motors and putting them into two individual cars and making more of them for Australia. And when they have some spare ones, they'll make our cars.
Oh, what? Leftovers? Leftovers? We don't want that. No, we do. We'll take anything. Actually, I just want to start off the show by saying happy birthday to Mr. Elon Musk, 28th of June, 1971, which makes him 51 years of age. So happy birthday, Mr. Musk, and thank you for all you do for the company and for the world, I guess. Indeed. We won't be singing happy birthday tonight, unless anybody in particular wants to.
I think that's usually a Nash.
Oh, yes.
He usually be tweeting out to him, and then he'll get a response, and we'll all feel like plebs.
This is true. He's probably direct messaged him, though. So, special message for Mr. Musk. I might just get on to Hilda Gergis's comment tonight, actually. First off the bat, she sent a donation straight away, and the question was, how do I get my VIN number for my rear-wheel drive order? And should I sell the Model 3 long range when I get it? How long after it? Or is it wise to keep it? Well, I'll address the first part of the question, Hilda. There's two ways to check out your VIN, and this is for everyone, by the way. You can either download for Chrome. There's a Chrome app or plugin, I think it's called the Tesla VIN Finder, TESLAVIN Finder. And it's very easy. You literally Google it, and it's probably going to be the first hit, given it's a Google product, Chrome, and you just install it, and straight away it will download it, and then you can go to your Tesla account page, and you can check out, see whether your VIN is available or not. The other way is to go to your Tesla account page with Chrome. I think it's view developer tools or developer, and then inspect elements, and then you just look for, I think, the first four digits or symbols for the Shanghai made Model Y or Model 3, which is LRW3. L for Larry, R for Roger, W for water, and 3. And that should be the first four digits of your VIN. And if it's there, you'll see it. If not, then as Rahul and I have been experiencing, we've just got to wait a bit longer. So there you go. There's two ways to do it. And I just want to say hello to all the members I can see on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. A huge night tonight, 246 viewers already. Huge. This is the pent-up demand we have for Model Y and Model 3s. Everyone's looking forward to their cars. And I see Scott's a new member. Hey, Scott, thanks so much for joining us. And DC Wen also has just pledged $2. Got my Model Y VIN. Now the queue is when the ship comes. Yes. And for that, of course, I'll plug Mr. Veda Prime, Lord Vader. Make sure you chat or subscribe to his Discord channel, and he'll tell you all about how to track your VIN number and your ship. All right, well, I guess I would like to announce tonight's giveaway, which is also courtesy of Rahul, who's been very kind enough to, I guess, donate a cap for tonight's winner. So the question or the question or the competition tonight is Model Y VIN, and I would like you to we want to find the earliest VIN basically, and you don't have to punch a VIN into the chat if you don't want to, if it's a privacy thing, even though you technically can't trace who you are from the VIN, but we're looking for the earliest VIN basically. And that from tonight's show, only the live audience, by the way, will get a cap, a Ludicrous Feed cap, which is basically one of these beauties there. So that's what you win tonight.
Awesome.
Ludicrous Feed cap. They come in different colors: blue, red, grey. I think I have to check the colors. My own merch, but courtesy of Mr. Rahul Prasad. Thank you, Rahul, for that.
Are you most welcome? I have ordered mine, Tom. Haven't quite received it as yet. I would have been wearing it on the show otherwise.
Thank you for purchasing that. The shipping is a bit slow, unfortunately, but it'll come. It'll get to you, I'm sure.
Supply chain issues. I blame it on supply chain issues.
Shanghai lockdowns, Rahul. Shanghai lockdowns.
The chip shortage, yeah. It's a high-tech cap, that one. Yep. All right, so that's what we're looking for tonight's VIN. And, of course, the question is tonight, have you received the Model 3Y VIN? When did you order? That would be good to tell people when. I'm seeing Jez has got VIN 01. And I also need a screenshot of your VIN as well as proof. Email me, please, just to prove that you did win. No informal voting, please. Okay, so that is tonight's competition. And question tonight too, leave in the live chat. When did you order your Model 3 or Y, and have you received a VIN? That would be good for people to find out exactly as well. Okay, so we've got a new segment tonight, which is called Off the Charts with Riz from Carloop. That's a brand new segment.
Charts.
Yeah, off the charts indeed. Riz is our chart man, and he's going to go through some charts tonight. So let me just pop that up on the screen here. All right, there we go. So Riz, take it away. I will just put the first one up. Here we go.
Okay. Cool. So I think this is sort of EV sales that we've had from January to May in 2022. And as you can sort of see, the one and only Tesla Model 3 is leading the charts by a significant amount. I think it's, what is it up to? It's got, 4,400 compared to 472 for the Hyundai Kona EV, which is sort of next on the list. Now, the Kona and the rest of the EVs may catch up in June, given Tesla hasn't had one of their big deliveries yet. But having said that, I think we'll just wait till the end of the year. And I'm anticipating that Model 3 figure will be close to 15,000.
Wow.
So that's, and Model Y, I guess we'll find out when some of them start to arrive into the country.
Yep.
So it's very exciting for Tesla with such a big lead. Having said that, Hyundai is starting to put more Ioniq 5s out available to the Australian market. And the Kona has generally done okay with fleets and businesses purchasing them, and councils sort of being allowed to purchase them because, believe it or not, Tesla is considered a luxury car in the council and local government land. So some of the government authorities and the local governments prefer anything that's not a Tesla, but that may change.
Yep.
So yeah, that's what's the EV sales look like so far this year.
Yep. That's amazing. I mean, considering there has been, obviously, we talked about the Shanghai shutdown this year, and Tesla is still way out in front, like almost 4 times the amount of cars as the next competitor. As you said, 10,000 or 15,000 Model 3s in Australia, and then hopefully another, I don't know how many, 10,000 Model Ys, or was that optimistic?
Yeah, I'd say, look, it's a bit hard at the moment unless we sort of get our first delivery for third quarter, and given they've started to build them. And just to give everyone a bit of context, some of the recent production figures coming out of Shanghai show that about 60% is Model Y production and around 40% is Model 3.
Wow.
So, and there's going to be a bit of a delay for third quarter deliveries because there's a planned shutdown for the factory for Model Y and Model 3 production lines. They're going to try and stagger it. So they'll do, I think, Model 3 first and then bring that line back on and then do Model Y. There's a bit of a sequence to it. But then after that planned shutdown, which they'll be upgrading the equipment and I guess getting the lines ready for basically super production out of a gigafactory. So that will really ramp it up. I think the goal is to increase production by up to 25% for the month. And that's going to be, I guess, exciting news for Q4. But Q3 would be interesting to see. They're doing it at a time where the first week of the quarter is usually when they produce cars for Australia and New Zealand market. But as we're seeing with the VIN numbers and the title of tonight's live stream, they've sort of brought it forward and are doing it at the end of this month so that when they have the shutdown, they want to get a couple of those cars for our market produced before that shutdown happens. And when they get back the production back up and running, then they'll, aim to sort of hit it home and try and produce as many as they can. And many more Australian, order holders will get their VINs and things will start to move pretty rapidly. So I would say 8,000 to 10,000 Model Ys before the end of this year.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So we could be looking at over 20,000 20,000 Teslas in 2022. Incredible. I also want to just quickly shout out to the Model 3 order holders currently, and obviously Dennis is saying Model 3 ordered 19 January, no VIN. So I do commiserate with you guys and girls. Yeah, as Riz just said, they are prioritizing Model Ys, and we are seeing the effects here in Australia. People with Model 3 orders from January still no VIN. So yeah, no, I do feel for you guys. That would be hard. Yeah, there's fewer people saying, yep, Model 3 VINs not come yet. Obviously this competition is only open to people who haven't received their Model 3s yet. I noticed that Peter Cook, one of our regulars, is saying his VIN is that. No, I'm sorry, you've already got your car, Peter, so it doesn't count. So I'm sorry about that. But good point. Thank you for highlighting that.
Tom, I'll just quickly add, there's a comment there from James saying he's looking forward to not filling up with diesel just cost $225 at the pump.
Ooh, where's that comment? Let me see.
Amazing.
I can't see it, but yeah, that's painful. $225 at the pump. Ouch. Yeah, even in 1 year, your cost of ownership will be ahead, surely, with that much. If you're paying that much a week, sorry, that's painful. Now, yeah, where was it? I was just going to put Gaffer's comment. Here we go. So anyone with the OG S or X, you're in with a shot. So I think I've got an OG S. Well, not 2014, whatever it was, but I've got a pretty old S. So yes, it's not open to myself or family, or you guys, Riz and Raul, or family. I should say that. Now, Greg's got a good point here. I expect BYD to be pretty high up there towards the end of the year. So, yeah, good point, Greg. Yeah, so I want, there obviously has been a review so far for the right-hand drive BYD Atto 3. Nothing else from the mainstream journalists just yet. So it'll be interesting to see when they come to Australia, the BYD Atto 3s. That's quite keenly weighted, I can see in the forums and Facebook groups around Australia.
Just quickly on the BYD, Tom, I saw something on one of the social media groups this evening that earlier today someone from Brisbane contacted BYD and they were told some big news was going to be dropped before the end of today. And wow. I don't know what that big news was.
Okay.
But nobody heard anything.
No, I didn't see anything either. If anybody saw anything in the chat, please let us know. We're all about rumors, speculations, news. Definitely chuck it there.
Does either one of you, Riz and Tom, know or have heard anything that BYD may be delivering from July onwards?
That was the original plan. Remember, Tom, when you went out to the showroom?
Yeah, even the original order page was July onward. July is tomorrow.
Correct.
So I don't know.
I just want them to build our dreams quicker.
Just 2 weeks.
For some of your audience, Tom, that don't know, but BYD stands for Build Your Dreams.
Build your dreams. Yeah, it's interesting. I did a bit of research into the Chinese. The Chinese BYD, it's actually BYD, which is in Mandarin. It's literally just BYD. It's just the phonetics of BYD. This doesn't actually mean anything, from my understanding. It's just they just sounded it out, and it sounded good, so BYD it is. There's no. I don't think there's actual meaning to it. I could be wrong.
It's like for those of us that were into Japanese cars growing up, Honda on their engines used to have Earth Dreams.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know. It's must be something about dreaming in cars that comes to mind. But yes, I really hope that BYD has a successful launch and they can at least get what was sort of promised around 1,200 to 1,500 cars a month to Australia from August, September onwards.
Yep. Yeah, that's what Luke Todd said. Yep. Now, Moham Singham is also a member. It says, I can confirm that the edit details link has changed to view details for my Model Y order. Mm-hmm. Now, is that impending, I wonder, that a VIN is coming? Mm-hmm. Interesting. A lot of little clues here. And I think, Riz, you were saying off camera this week that if you see a 2022 next to your Model Y on the order page, that's also impending?
Yeah, I've seen some people that have received a VIN now. It actually says 2022 in front of their Tesla Model Y. So I guess part of the VIN's allocation. So VIN contains, I think it's the 8th digit that is either an M or a N, and one of them is 2021 and the other one's 2022. So someone in the chat can probably have a look at that. But yeah, once the VIN is allocated, then obviously its build year is 2022. And that should show up in the Tesla's dashboard as well.
Good point. Greg's saying something about power prices going up. Yes, we'll probably talk about this a bit later on in the chat. My power shop rates have gone up as well as of tomorrow. I'll do a video probably on comparison on how much it's gone up for my plan and my situation. Peter Cook makes a good point. I don't think the Model Y will impact Model 3 deliveries for a long time. It's extra capacity, not replacement capacity for the Shanghai shutdown. So that's a good point, Peter. And as we said with Riz, capacity should double in a few months with that extra capacity, hopefully. And Gaffer says, excuse me, 2 days ago, distributor of BYD electric cars in Australia, evdirect.com, has finalised a deal to sell its vehicles through Eagers automotive showrooms across Australia. I think that was mentioned a few months ago, but that's been finalized now, so that's great to see as well. So more showrooms hopefully around Australia. I do want BYD to succeed in this country. I think it'll be good to have more EVs and affordable EVs as well in Australia. Charles Gregory, build our cars. BOC, nice. All right, so Riz, let's go to your next slide. Here we go. This will be interesting.
Cool. So this one sort of shows the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive resale values. And I sort of started tracking this October last year and sort of starting to see what cars purchased in October were sort of doing in April. And it sort of stopped in April, but I do have an update, which I think I'll share next time we're on. And even back in April, the values for the rear-wheel drive base model that people were paying were starting to go up on the used car market. This was before Tesla's sort of bigger price increases that we've seen. One was in April and the other one was earlier this month in June, where now the base price is $65,500 plus on-road costs. But then on the resale value side of things, you can just imagine that, in April, May, and June, the prices have only gone up. And I just did an analysis earlier today. It's hovering around $72,000 mark now. So I'll update that chart and share it with everyone next time and give people a better indication of what similar cars purchased that were 2021 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drives in October. Their prices are sort of around $71,000 to $72,000 at the moment.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? I've got a question for tonight too. What's the highest asking rear-wheel drive Model 3 you've seen? That can be another question for tonight. Let's put that up there. One sec. Here we go.
I think I saw one in the early 90,000s earlier in the week.
Wow. That's incredible. I think there was an article in the paper too. I don't know which one. It was the clickbait was you can skip the queue with a almost new Model 3, just pay like 20-30% more. Yeah, pop that in the chat there if you've seen a high asking price this week. Very, very interested to see what the market's doing at the moment. So yeah, another point I want to talk about later on tonight if we have time too is what do we know about the new EV tariff that will be implemented from tomorrow? Which cars qualify for this? I think, are you referring to the fringe benefit tax relief the new government is doing, Michael? I think that's probably right. We sort of chatted about this too. I think hopefully the next time Parliament sits, they'll pass that pretty quickly, and it'll be backdated to 1 July.
It might be something to do with import tariffs that I think the Albanese government, when they were campaigning, were sort of talking about. But from memory, a figure that comes to mind is I think for a $50,000 car, it was around $2,500 or $3,000 cheaper because they were going to waive that import tariff. I'm not entirely sure how that actually works and what the cap would be. I guess the short term next 3 to 6 months situation is we just don't have enough cars. And if MG, which I believe is also getting very close to launching their ZS EV in August, the new one with the bigger battery and a longer range, and if BYD can land a couple of cars and actually fulfill their existing orders, then those cars become very attractive if you have $3,000 or $2,000 to $3,000 off in terms of reduction in this import tariff, and then most state and territories are offering $3,000 rebates for vehicles under, I guess, 58,000, which seems to be the lowest threshold in Queensland. So, we're talking about a BYD that would normally cost $48,000, now getting close to $42,000 mark. And that's much, much better value proposition than a RAV4 hybrid.
Yep. Especially if you buy it with a fringe benefit tax exemption from your employer with a novated lease. It makes a lot of sense. I should clarify too that the import tax relief is only for countries that don't already have a free trade agreement with Australia.
Okay.
And a lot of cars like Tesla, for example, BYD, I think China already has a free trade agreement with us from that point of view. I think it might be the European Union cars. So if ID3, ID4, ID5 might be coming later this year or next year, then that would help VW get their cars in.
Right, yeah.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next chart here, Riz.
Oh, so this is sort of complements the last chart, and it actually covers. We've sort of been monitoring what the number of used Tesla Model 3 ads are looking like across multiple platforms. So it's a combination of car sales, Facebook Marketplace, which are the two dominant ones, and sort of having a look at the impact of Model Y launch. So the Model Y sort of launched prior to it launching, we sort of saw just under 100 ads. But as soon as that launched, within a week or so, it jumped up to 175 ads. And then 2 weeks after, which happened to be earlier this week, it's sort of nearly above 200 now. And, it'd be interesting looking at the asking prices and some of the sales prices data of some that have sold recently. The cheapest ones are sort of around $66,000 mark with 40,000 kilometers on them.
Wow.
And that what some people miss with an ad that says it's $65,000, by the time you transfer that car in a state like Victoria, you end up paying $2,500 in stamp duty and other charges.
Yeah.
So
yes, that's true.
It's roughly a $68,000 car with 40,000 kilometers on it.
Yep.
So, yeah, the listings are going up, but so is the asking price, and I think some people are getting a little bit greedy in what's being asked. But if they can get that, power to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Model 3 ads are increasing on the used car market, but it's not having the impact of lowering EV prices that's supposed to happen when they end up on the used car market for people that want to get an EV and want something that's a bit more affordable.
Yeah, like you said, the market is the market, and if you get the price, you know what? That's the world we live in. If someone's willing to pay for it, then yeah, all glory to you. Got a question for us, the panel. Greg is asking, do you think demand will slow with increasing interest rates and talks of recession in the next 12 months? We'll start with Rahul.
I think that's a great question. Yeah, look, I think my take on this is that people have been going back to last month and the orders of when motorway orders have opened up. I think demand's just going to go through the roof. You've got Hyundai Ioniq 5, you've got Kia EV6, Volkswagen have announced ID3, ID4 early next year. MG ZS EV with the refresh. Volvo XC40, and obviously let's go back to BYD with that price point of under 50k. Whoever said EVs are not affordable, well, think again. And whoever said before, I think it was James, who said he just paid $225 to fill up his tank. I understand that there is a recession, but I think, and obviously with resist charts as well, of used models up for sale as well. Combining all of that together, I think it's going to be a healthy market for EVs in the next 6 months to 12 months. I think demand's just going to go through the roof.
Yep. Briz, before you tell your opinion, I'll just quickly thank Jez for his usual donation. Thank you, Jez. What a legend. Donating off topic. It's okay, never off topic. For gold glitter to be included in the garage floor, so Tom has the courage to tell us when his used model was used, or his Model S is up for sale. Thank you, Jez. Thank you very much. I can probably get one gold flake, I think, and in the middle there. So thank you, Jez. Very much appreciated. Gold is probably going up at the moment too. So thank you. All right, Riz, back to topic. Yes, let's put up the question again. It was, where was it? Greg's question. I've lost it, but it was basically, will demand go down with interest rates and recession talks?
I think the general, as sort of Raoul touched on as well, the general EV demand it can only go up from here because I feel that we're at an inflection point. So we're sort of at the bottom of an inflection point that it's hard to turn that boat around, because if we think about some of the concerns around cost of living, I know EVs are not affordable enough for, the masses just yet. But with some of the subsidies and with whatever the federal government will announce, any time that EVs get a bit of media spotlight, the interest just rises, because people are now sick of paying over $2 a litre for unleaded and over $2.20 for diesel, and it's sort of starting that conversation in their mind around, well, I heard that you can charge EVs for 50% of whatever it cost me to fill up a tank, when it's a lot cheaper than that. But that's sort of the myths that people are hearing, and eventually they'll run into someone they know either at work or just through the social network, where they would know someone that has got an EV, and they'll ask those questions. And when a lot of them just can't believe how much more affordable it is to fill up an EV. And when those myths are sort of debunked, and given people are already starting to think about, making the switch or thinking about what else is out there, I just don't want to pay that much for fuel, and hopefully do something for the environment as well. And if there's more affordable electric cars available, believe it or not, a lot of people still think Teslas are over $150,000.
Yep.
And that's just the myth that's out there. Not saying they're like a Toyota Corolla in terms of their pricing at the moment, but there are cars on the way that will be like that. So demand is only going to increase. if the government announces a couple of policies and tries to bring all the state subsidies and rebates sort of into line as well, or has an overarching sort of policy that encourages EV uptake, it can only go one way, and that's up.
Yeah, good point, Riz. Especially, especially as you said about the subsidies. If people who need those subsidies to get into an EV, then I think that's the only way it's going to go up. Before I give my take, I just want to quickly put Gaffer's comment here as a community announcement for Victorian EV drivers. Important message from Chris Vanderstock: take a photo of your odometer tonight. Tomorrow the Vic EV tax goes up. Goes up?
Oh.
What do you mean goes up? As in what, percentage wise? They could charge you for the whole period at a higher rate. Ooh. Have you guys heard anything about this going up tomorrow? That's not good. I thought it was still 2.5%.
I spoke to someone at Vic Roads today, someone in a fairly high position, and they never mentioned anything.
Uh-oh.
And I was talking to them about EVs.
Keeping you in the keeping quiet there, Riz. That's no good. I'll give my take on the demand. Look, I think the prices for EVs probably won't move around too much. They might go up a little bit, down a little bit, but I think that's kind of the market price for Tesla, kind of the market price for BYD, for Polestar. They've thought long and hard about this. Tesla's never going to be a cheap car. It's going to be that mid to high range vehicle. And I think the subsidies the different states have pitched their pricing at currently is, I think, just about right. It's not going to help everyone, and it shouldn't. I think EVs should be sustainable as a purchase in their own right, eventually. And subsidies are there for people who need them. And I think eventually what will happen is that people will start to realize, as Raul and Riz have said, that EVs make sense financially and of course for the environment as well. That cost of ownership over 5 years, it just makes total sense. As a novated lease, it makes sense. Not filling up every week for $200, it makes sense. Power prices won't go as high up as petrol or diesel. So I think in time people will realize, and then as we know with the S-curve, you see a neighbor has got one, your colleague got one, and you start to think, oh, maybe they do make sense. So we'll suddenly see a sharp uptick in the next 5 years or so. So that's my take. I think people need cars still in Australia. It's not going to go down. It might plateau, maybe. I don't think even that. It'll go up, I think, just as Raul and Riz have said. So good question, Greg. Thank you.
Tom, I'll just quickly piggyback on that bit and just add this last bit and say nobody in Australia who's looking at buying a new car or their next car is looking at a diesel or a petrol car or even a hybrid car. I think everyone that I have spoken to personally in my neighborhood, even though they might not have an EV as yet, their next purchase is going to be a BEV, battery electric vehicle.
Nice. Beautiful. Michael says Riz for PM. I'll second that notion. Thank you, Michael.
Look, it won't be easy under easy, but
I like it. Sensei is correcting us. Gold is going down at the moment. So, okay. Fair enough. Okay. Don't buy too much gold. This is not financial advice. Yes, and Peter says, good point. Fuel excise is going to jump. That's very true. More than 20 cents per litre. So it's going up. It's going to make people think once again. Yep.
I haven't heard Coles come back with their jingle, down, down, prices are down, in a long time, because they're not going down.
No. That hand staying in the cupboard won't be going down for a while. Look, Sensei's confirming, yes, the Vic EV price is going up. There you go. Sorry, Victorian friends. That's very sad. Terrible. Okay, so there's the tweet there. So I might see if I can find it later. Pop it up. Okay, so Greg's saying, yes, 2.5 to 2.6 cents per kilometer. Oh. No. Okay. All right, let's talk about the next chart here, Riz. What have we got? Here we go.
Oh, yes. So this, we basically had a chance to go through every single Model 3 that was delivered into Australia in the first 5 months of 2022. And it sort of breaks it down into the three variants that we have. And by far, the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive accounts for more than 4 out of every 5 Teslas that arrived into the country. The next one up was obviously the long range, and then the performance is sort of there. So that was a sample size of 4,400 Teslas that were delivered in the first 5 months into Australia.
How many? 4,000?
4,400.
Okay.
As you can see, majority of them had the lithium phosphate ion battery pack. So easy to live with, charge it up to 100%. Don't have to worry about all the issues. And there's enough power there. You know, it's not like it's that much slower. It's quicker than most other cars on the road. And it's just smooth and fun to drive, you know, and without having to worry about the trip and how long you should be charging for and setting trip limits to 80% or 70% or whatever it is. Charge it up to 100% day in, day out. It's a great sort of package. And most of those people that have received those cars paid, give or take, I think it was 59,900 plus on-road costs when they placed an order in September, October, November, and some of them even December, received their cars in the first 5 months of this year. And some I know are still waiting. So at least those that are waiting, they've reserved a price if they ordered before March. So that's a positive, that you won't be, you know, you'll pay whatever Tesla told you'll pay at the time you ordered. So, and one interesting trend that we've also seen with the breakdown of these models is the long range last year accounted for nearly a third of all Tesla Model 3s. And that's sort of come down quite a bit, because you can see the impact of subsidies across, you know, Victoria, New South Wales, sort of coming in, and people are not as worried about range anymore. People are sort of thinking, hey, you know, 490 odd kilometers of WLTP range that Tesla claims with the rear-wheel drive, which we know in real world is a little bit less than that, is more than enough. So people's range anxiety is actually coming down when it comes to Teslas. So, you know, less than half of, well, 30%, roughly 30% of the people ordered a long range last year. And this year so far, it's, you know, less than half of that 30% mark. So subsidies, people are happy to get free money. Well, not free money, but a cheaper sort of a Model 3.
Yep.
And yeah, are happy with the range it provides.
Yep, that's a good point. And also, obviously, you can charge to 100% with a LFP battery for rear-wheel drive too. So that does help. Now I've got a couple of emails so far with our with our VIN competition, because I'm seeing Farmer with his with his or her VIN right there, starting with a 4. I do have an email with someone with a VIN starting with a 3. Just saying. So that's the earliest I've seen so far. So tonight's competition is, you know, post your Model 3. Should we make a Model 3? Yeah, Model Y. Make it your Model Y VIN. Post your Model Y VIN and tell us when you ordered, and you'll be in the running to win this fabulous Ludicrous Feed cap that's being donated by Rahul tonight. There you go. That's the prize tonight. And winners will be announced in next week's show. Okay, so that's tonight's competition. And of course, vote in the poll as well. Let me have a look at the poll. We've got 336 votes. What Tesla did you order? 58% people saying Model Y rear-wheel drive. That seems to fit with this graph here as well. A lot of people are happy with the LFP batteries. And 8% waiting for long range, 22% Model 3, and 12% Model Y performance. Go performance. All right, so I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Let's go to the next chart. Oh, that's it. That's it for tonight. All right, cool. Thanks, Riz. That's great. Thank you for your charts. Always good to have them.
Thanks, Tom.
All right. What else have we got? We've got, I was going to say, let's whip around the news segments for this week, unless anyone else has anything else to add before we do that.
Tom, I'll just say thank you to Riz for his charts. We definitely missed him last week. And Riz, you're no longer allowed to fly on Thursdays because we need your chart segments off the charts.
Off the
Off the charts, baby. Yeah, yeah,
do it
Thank
early
you.
in the
Great work.
yeah. We'll sponsor the plane Wi-Fi if you do next time.
I'll be flying Hawaiian Airlines soon, which has got Starlink apparently coming to it.
Oh, wow.
So at least it's more reliable than the flying kangaroo that I was on last week. But at least it landed, so that's a positive.
That's always good. All right, let's whip around some of the news from this week. Let's put the screen up here. Here we go. So, all right, so the news we've got. So we've got Elon Musk saying Tesla Cybertruck design is officially finalized from this week. For all you Cybertruck fans there, waiting for your truck to come. That's good news. I think the article did say there were a few changes to the original bad boy that we saw on stage a few years ago. For example, 3% smaller, I think. That's still there. Yep. But I assume the spirit of the car is probably still that design. So that's good. Any guesses, gentlemen, as to when that might arrive in Australia? It's always got to throw it out there, this question.
2025.
2025. You heard it first, gentlemen. That's when Riz will be Prime Minister.
I'm there.
Look, I do have one on order. And Angela, my wife, does know this. I've always said to her, if there's one car or one SUV or a truck that I'm not willing to, I guess, make concessions on, it would be the Cybertruck. So I do have the Tri-Motor on order. Nice. Let's hope it's sooner than 2025. Glad that the design is finalized, which means that they could definitely get into production if Texas goes ahead, if Fremont goes ahead, if Berlin goes ahead, if Shanghai starts producing as well. Who knows? We may get it sooner than 2025.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Musk said that in the interview with Tesla owners Silicon Valley and the Kilowatts at a recent interview. So that he mentioned that. And Pete said that we missed the performance in the chart that said 4.20%. Oh, how did we miss that? Gosh, dropped the ball there, didn't we, gentlemen? 420.
Performance owners.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you, Peter. I'm glad you were here to tell us that. That's good. All right, next article is the Tesla Gigafactory for Berlin fly around. So let's put that on. Oh, put the volume down. There we go. No ads. All right, someone asked about insurance before.
This segment's sponsored by Woolworths.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'll probably do a segment on insurance later on for Model Y. Yep. There you go. That's the Berlin Gigafactory current state from 27th of June. So that's from 3 days ago. Okay, so it's taking shape. Nice. I assume the European deliveries will come from there.
That's what they're saying, and I think in that same flyover they spotted some long-range models out in the car park as well, getting ready for delivery. And some of the commentary around them were they didn't know that they were producing long-range out of Giga Berlin just yet. So there was some commentary around that's going to a fleet customer somewhere in Europe. So I guess if they're producing them for fleet customers, basically every car is the same car, then they must be very close to be producing it for individual customer orders. Because with manufacturing, if you can produce the same of everything, then everyone knows what they're working on, and a whole shift can just do the same car. So yeah, long range also coming out of there, which is exciting.
Yep. Wouldn't it be great to see one of these in Australia, hey? The Gigafactory. Got plenty of space for it, that's for sure. Yeah, that's good. Very exciting. Next bit of news. Actually, before we do that, I want to just quickly... This is the Tesla VIN Finder, by the way. If you want to install this for your Chrome browser, that's probably the easiest way to find it. Go to install it first, then go to your Tesla account page, and then there's a little little thingy up here. You can choose like a Tesla VIN Finder and just say whether you've got it or not. So hit your hit your account page tonight and have a look. Okay, so next one is so that's the article from The Driven about VW releasing ID4, ID5 in Australia next year, with ID3 to follow. And we did mention that now with the EV tariffs being waived for countries without free trade agreement, this will help VW with their pricing into Australia and introduce more cars into the market. I do want to say also that it would be great to have some fuel efficiency standards too. That will definitely help companies enter our market easier. Yep. There we go. By the way, this person who has got the lowest VIN number at the moment for Model Y has sent their screenshot in. So if anyone else can beat a VIN starting with 3, then you're in the running. Otherwise, this person is going to win. Just saying, it's not too late. This fabulous cap over here, which can you see? There you go. Right there in the corner.
Tom, will a fake screenshot do as well?
We've got analysts running in the background here to select deep or whittle out deep fakes. So, another entry. Here we go. Let me see. Starts with a 4. I'm sorry, this person. So, yep, the one with the 3 is still winning. Yes, we can find your deep fakes. So don't send in fakes. Now, speaking of BYD Atto 3. There was a review from, it's got Chinese writing. I think it's from Hong Kong. I heard some Cantonese in the video. So, yeah, that's definitely Cantonese. So, they've got a right hand. Oh, no, another ad. It is tax time. 0. No, I don't have YouTube Premium. There we go. Pretty nice review, actually. Nice footage there. Let me find some footage of the car itself. So, they use CCS2 as well. Quite a nice looking car, and I think Raul, you had an order, didn't you?
I did initially, but that was before Model Y orders opened up. Having driven it in LA for 5 weeks, we were always sold on the Model Y. And I think on last week's show we discussed just the benefits that come with, some of the things that come with the Tesla, the charging network, the service, the reliability, the jumping in from the Tesla Model 3 into the Tesla Model Y was just seamless. So yeah, we just cancelled that order and awaiting a VIN on the Model Y.
Ooh, look at that screen. I honestly don't mind the interior. I know it's very polarizing, but it's fine by me. It's quite nice, that purple light, to be honest.
The seats look so comfy. Like I haven't come across a car with, they look like a cross between, I don't know, a bucket seat that is just cushioned right up. That would be, yeah. As long as they're durable, I think it's a lot of car for the money.
Yeah, I agree. It's good value, and people will like that. What's that called? That center screen, the behind the steering wheel there. I think some people with Teslas miss that, hence the sales for head-up displays and all sorts of things. The screen's behind the wheel, the steering wheel. I think there was some talk about the range too, right? There was quite a high range, like 480 kilometers on the dash. I think we'll have to do a real-world test one day if we get this car, just to test out, see whether that's accurate or not.
Yeah, and I think the Australian review that sort of popped out a week and a bit ago, it was at 79%, and it said, I can't remember, 380 kilometers or something, and that worked out to be around 480 at 100%. But I guess we'll have to see. And these cars, I think, are also coming with their Blade LFP batteries, so charge it up to 100%.
Yep.
No real issue. So easy to live with.
Yeah. Yeah, the seats aren't bad. Looks like a sporty kind of seat with that vent in the middle of the headrest there. I don't mind them. Flat floor, love it. It's one of my pet peeves. Seeing EVs with a drive tunnel just annoys me. But it's good. It's a ground-up EV. It's good value. Cool. That's BYD right-hand drive Atto 3 review from Hong Kong. Now let's see. What have we got here? So Texas Gigafactory. are starting to release 4680 batteries. So this one is from Sawyer Merritt. Model Y long range from better than the Model Y long range from Fremont. Poor old Fremont's hopping a beating there. Everyone's saying their cars are better than the Fremont cars.
It's going to be the highest producing factory for Tesla this quarter, so they're just pumping cars out.
Yeah. Look, that's not to say they're not great cars anyway, but it's good to see that the other Gigafactories are delivering good cars too. Nice. Another one from Sawyer Merritt. Here we go. First Model Y long-range vehicles from Giga, Texas. Build quality is perfect. Yep, that's sort of on the back of that one. Nice. And where are we? So, yeah, I think we touched on this earlier this year, but someone sent me an email about the hardware 4 that Tesla is scheduled to release, I guess, eventually. And Samsung will be putting new cameras in, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 5 megapixel cameras. Something like that. So pretty high quality stuff. Don't know when they'll be released to Teslas, but don't know. That's the thing about like getting cars that are delivered later. You'll just get the newest version of the cars, right? It's a surprise as well. They'll never tell you what's coming up. So who knows? Yeah, and let's wrap up tonight with this one. This is from Rahul. He found this for me. Famous celebrities who drive Teslas. Why not? It's Elon Musk's birthday this week, so a bit of fun for us. So let's see. Who drives a Tesla in the rich and the famous? Cameron Diaz drives a Tesla.
She drives a Model S, I believe.
Yeah.
I think the big one there in that list, Tom, if you scroll down, would be Leonardo DiCaprio, who drives a Roadster.
Look at that.
Ooh.
And I believe so do George Clooney and Matt Damon. So all those three do drive a Tesla Roadster. But I think Leonardo DiCaprio, particularly because of his environmental bent,
yes,
and what he stands for personally, I think it's a great advert to have some of these celebrities embracing driving an electric car, and the best brand out there. I think particularly for myself, I agree that Tesla is probably the leader in innovation, and being an American company as well. I think that's important for them as well. So I think some of the names there are Steven Spielberg, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Simon Cowell. I think the guy from, Australian Idol or American Idol?
Yes, Pop Idol. Yep.
Yeah.
Is that Spielberg's one, or is that that's Matt Damon's one? Yeah, nice red Model S.
No,
and I think Will Smith's son, what's his name? Jaden Smith. He drives a Model X.
Nice. Beautiful. Matt Damon.
Just up there, Tom, there's 2 points on this list.
Mm-hmm.
One is, out of those 24, I think there's only one of them that can clearly say the Model X's hips don't lie, and that's Shakira.
Shakira, I saw that.
And my second comment there would be it should be 25 famous celebrities, because the one that's missing off the list is Nick Kyrgios.
Yes.
He's got a bright green.
Yes, he sure does. I've seen it on Instagram. Yep.
Lime green.
He lives on the Gold Coast, right?
I think Tomic does. I don't know where he lives.
Ah, yes, maybe Sydney.
So he's got a. But I think both him and the car were taken off the list for putting out a slur out there while being on the court.
Yes.
So that's why he's not on the list. So that's why it's 24 celebrities.
Yes, he also expelled a bit of fluid as well onto the sacred Wimbledon courts. Maybe that's why he wasn't allowed on this list. That's good. That's quite big names there from Hollywood, driving Teslas. That's good. Thanks, Raul. Good list.
That's awesome.
No worries. I think these celebs probably knew something that you and I and Riz didn't know, Tom. Back in 2010, when Tesla listed on the stock exchange and had their IPO, perhaps they bought in.
Yes. Yes, where is it? You sent that before. Here we go. So 12 years ago, IPO, $3.40. Oh my goodness. $3.40. Can you imagine buying $3.40 shares with Tesla?
Well, you
Oh.
might get close if they have the stock split later this year, which is what they're proposing. I think 1/5 or 1/3. So even then, that's, if it's a third, that's around $250.
Yes. I know. What is it? What is
Yeah.
it now? The original price must be like
It's close to 700 USD.
700. Yeah. But that's with the
Yeah,
split, right? Wasn't 5-1 split?
Split there is split coming, I think, in August.
I
But this
think
is
it's
like
a
the split
3
one
for
already.
1 split. And I think they've already had a split, which was probably a 4 or a 5-1 split.
I think it was 5-1.
5.
I think that's what
There you
that
go.
tweet says up there, $17 pre-split.
Ah, there we go. I see what you mean. Yes, okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Incredible.
That is incredible. 20,000%. Where's my time machine? Oh yeah, Charles makes a good point. Funny that John Favreau drives one. That's true. He was he had a, what do you call it? Ioniq 5 in No Way Home. Yes.
Ooh.
And I think Iron Man was driving a Audi as well in
Yes.
Endgame or something. One of the other Marvel movies. And there was a BMW iX in Shanghai, from memory.
Yes.
Yeah. So there've been a few
Correct.
EVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Now Brett Stone, interesting. I've got the order page open for a Y. Should I pull the pin? Well, I mean, yes.
What happened to your Model X, Brett?
Oh, did Brett have a Model X?
Brett bought a Model X recently, so
Ah,
he's one of my Melbourne peeps. So it's yeah, I mean, Model X is an amazing car.
yeah.
Don't do it, man.
We're happy to wait.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. Greg says comment on the model on the Ioniq 6. Yes, good point. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. One sec.
It reminds me of a Mercedes-Benz SLS from the back. But they reckon it's going to be cheaper than an Ioniq 5. So if Tesla's able to sell Model 3s for that $65,000 to $70,000 mark, and if this is what this is priced at, then I think it's good value.
Yeah. What's the Ioniq 5 starting?
I
70,
think it's early or mid 70s, I think, for a rear-wheel drive model, and then all-wheel drives around 82 with on-roads.
Okay. So there we go. That's the Ioniq 6.
I'm
Sedan.
personally not a fan of it. I don't know. It just seems a mishmash of a number of designs, or probably a number of designers, and they just couldn't make up their mind and just threw it all in. Obviously, it's a concept. Nothing's being shown, I guess, as a production model, because you know what BMW and Mercedes always present as their concept cars at some of the car shows, and what you eventually get. I'm hoping the production car is better than what they've actually got.
Yeah.
Got
I
here.
can see.
Not a fan.
I can see the interior is the same eGMP platform. The screens. Yeah, I see what you guys mean about the mismatch, because this, the front is not bad, like a conventional looking car, and then this at the back is a bit odd.
It's like a Porsche and a Mercedes mix at the taillights. I wonder how many senior designers were fired during the designing of this car. So they might have had a Porsche guy started off, and then by the time he got to the back, he got sacked, and then they brought a Mercedes guy in. And
yeah,
but
actually, Michael says it looks like a Saab, and I have to agree. That's what it reminded me of. The back.
Yeah.
Very good point.
I think personally the BYD, I don't know what they'd call it in the Atto range, but the Soul, is it the Soul or Seal? Sorry,
Seal.
BYD Seal.
Yes.
That looks like a gorgeous car.
Yeah.
And I think this is an attempt at being that, but it's not that. So some cars look better in person, so I guess we'll have to see when it comes out.
Yeah, hopefully you're right. Hopefully they improve the back a little bit. It's just, yeah. I mean, the rest of the car looks okay, but just the back is a bit odd. It's got the Ioniq, the lighting reminds me of Ioniq 5. So they retained that. Yeah. There it is. Purely concept, right, at the moment?
They had something, because a lot of journals got to see it. Some must have been somewhere in Europe, and sometimes they just do like a exterior review and sit in the car and not get to drive it. And they had one of those because there's a whole lot of videos on YouTube from people like Rory from Auto Trader in the UK and a couple of others that have had a chance to sit in one, and they seem to be from the UK, those people, including Top Gear. So I wonder if they had like a UK or Europe sort of a unveiling, but nothing's been confirmed on the powertrain, but it'd be similar to an Ioniq 5, I think.
Yep. Cool. All right, well, let me see. I might, before we finish off tonight, I will just have a look at the poll. So, wow, 400 votes. I don't think I've seen that go up to 400 before. So, tonight's poll, give you guys 1 more minute. What Tesla did you order? 4 options: Model Y rear-wheel drive, Model Y performance, waiting for long range Y, and Model 3. So they are the 4 options tonight, and we will stop the poll very shortly. A couple of things we didn't talk about today, which we might touch on next week. BYD pricing for New Zealand, and they've got a huge subsidy as well over there, over the ditch, $8,000 I think it is they get off the price, which is pretty good. EV myths, we did briefly talk about it. We will probably talk about that next week. There's a lot of myths out there which we'll might address, might even make it a whole live stream about it, get everyone's myths that they've heard from their friends, family, associates, colleagues. I'm sure we've all heard that, all heard myths before.
I think Sensor's got a myth here. How many EVs can fit into Tom's new garage?
Well, at the 2 at the moment, but I don't know. Electric bike, electric scooter. What else can we put in there? Cybertruck. Yeah, it's undergoing the last stages of its renovation, so I'll put that video up soon. It's looking really good, actually. Very happy with it. Oh, sorry, Greg's saying it's not concept. It's very close to final. Okay.
Oh.
There you go. Thanks, Greg. That's great. Carwell has a video. Okay, cool. I like Carwell. Good reviews. All right. Well, okay, so let's end the voting now. 420 votes. That's a good time to do it. Stop there. Yes. 420 votes. Perfect. That's good. Okay, 420 votes. So 58% of you said Model Y rear-wheel drive, 20% said Model 3, 12% said performance, and 8% said long-range Y waiting for. Perfect. That's great. Indeed. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much again for joining us. Riz from Carloop.
Thanks for having me, Tom, and good to see you again, Rahul, and thanks everyone.
Rahul Prasad, probably the only person I know who's spent that much time with Model Y so far. So thank you very much, Rahul.
You're most welcome, Tom. Quickly add that it's 30th of June, so obviously everyone at Tesla has been running around making deliveries, including Chief Designer Franz von Holzhausen. Hope I pronounced his name right.
Pretty good.
Amazing that you've got a CEO of a company who's a billionaire who's interacting with his customers on Twitter, and then Chief Designer running around in LA delivering cars. I don't think you would get that with any other company.
No, exactly. And I suppose we're going to touch tonight on also mass delivery events in overseas. It would be great to see that if anyone from Tesla's watching in Australia. You got a lot of very loyal fans who would be happy to help out with new owners. So mass delivery event, good content for me too, actually. Go on, I'll shoot that. But yeah, mass delivery events would be fantastic. Hopefully we can see that in Australia with 20,000 cars coming this year, maybe.
Yeah. And Tom, sorry, quick shout out to your viewers as well. I know we can't or don't get to all of their questions, but rest assured, read your questions, we read your comments. We really appreciate you guys coming on every single night. perhaps maybe we might do a special further down the track where we do a 90-minute session of Ludicrous Feed. I'll leave that up to Tom.
Yeah. Okay. No promises, but that sounds very, very inviting, particularly as school holidays now, so I've got a bit more time. So, yes, I want to reiterate that we do read your comments, every single one of them, but yeah, apologize, we can't get to all of them. You can always leave a comment after the stream or send an email. I'll try to find the answer for you. If I don't know it, I can ask these guys or someone else. So, yeah. Thank you very much. All right, thank you, Riz. Thank you, Rahul. Have a great week. And tomorrow, of course, is Tesla Friday. You never know what might happen in the order page or bit of news in Australia, so look out for that.
Cybertruck orders open. All right.
Long range. Ooh, don't want to say anything. We don't know. Honestly, we don't know. we're just guessing. All right, gents. Have a good night. Take care.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
See you later. All right, thank you, Rahul, Prasad. Thank you, Riz from Carloop. Always great to have those two guys on the stream. And thank you to everyone who's joined us tonight on the live stream. I saw 310 at one stage, maybe more. So very encouraging for all of us seeing the numbers there rise each week. And thank you for everyone who's donated tonight, and also everyone who's contributed to the live stream and live chat as well. And of course, if you're watching on replay, feel free to always leave a comment. We'll try and get to those questions. And thank you for the people who entered tonight as well. I've got a low VIN so far, so we'll announce that next week on the stream. But that was the competition tonight to win a Ludicrous Feed cap with the lowest VIN as well. So congratulations to everyone who's received a Model Y VIN. Hopefully you get your delivery soon. If anyone in Sydney has got a delivery, for a Model Y, I'd love to be there to document that. If you're wanting me there to document it for the channel, I'd love to be there with you. Just drop me an email if you get a delivery date in Sydney. All right, everyone, let's put the end credits on. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week on Ludicrous Feed Live. And as always, happy charging.